Alright, so I'm going to explain how to fix the problem of not being able to copy spells from one deck to another. So, I'm trying to copy spells from the Sandsea Hand of Mischief into the Myth Team deck, also known as the deck of the Shadow Web. That's the official name, I just retitled it. Anyways, so as you can see here, if we compare both decks, both of them have 64 max spells, and the deck of the Shadow Web has more max copies, it has more max myth copies, and it has a larger sideboard. But if I try to copy the spells from this deck into the Myth Team deck, it doesn't work for some reason. And the thing is, you'd think, oh, so must do that for all decks too, right? That you try to copy spells into. Is it just an issue with Sandsea Hand of Mischief? Well, it can't be an issue with this deck because when I try to copy into the Catawba Gallery of Parables, it brings up the "would you like to copy the spells" prompt right here. So, clearly it's an issue with the Myth Team deck itself. Of course, the issue applies to different decks. It's not specifically this deck in the entire game or anything. But in my particular situation, it's an issue with this deck. So, in order to fix this issue, what you need to do is, first off, make sure that you have the deck that you want to move the spells into. So in that case, it would be the Myth Team deck. Not equipped. Make sure you don't have it equipped at all. You can equip any other deck, or equip no deck at all if you want to. And then, I want to re-equip the Sandsea Hand of Mischief. And then after that, make sure to go ahead and close out your inventory, go up to the bank, and once you're at the bank, go ahead and go to your backpack, go to your decks, and then go to the Myth Team deck right here, or whatever the name of your deck is. Mine is just Myth Team deck, for example. Go to the deck that you want to move the spells to, then click on Move to Bank. So, like, also, by the way, this little lock symbol doesn't matter. That's just showing that the item is locked for me, so I won't accidentally delete it or anything like that. But whether it's locked or unlocked, this issue will still happen, and removing the lock or adding it won't make a difference. Anyways, though, move it to the bank. And then once it's in the bank, go ahead and go to decks, then go down to the deck, and on the list, go back over here and move it back to backpack. Alright, now it's back in your backpack, and now that you have the deck equipped, or if you re-equip the deck that you want to move the spells from into the new deck, like after you've done that, just make sure that you've got all the spells in there, that everything looks good, and then as you can see, the deck that we just moved back from the bank, go ahead and double click on it, and all of a sudden it'll bring up the prompt to copy over the spells to the deck. And you go ahead and click on yes, and as you can see, you're finally able to copy over the spells. So, yep, that's how you fix that issue. So yeah, hopefully it helps you. If you have any other questions or are wondering any more about how this process works or what other possible issues can come about as a result of the whole not being able to copy over process happening, or if you're also wondering other things, then yeah, you can let me know in the comments. Oh yeah, by the way, one more thing that's very important is that if you go ahead and have a deck, like I'm just going to show you, for example, if I want to take this deck right here, like you should really know that if you move a deck into your bank, it's going to immediately be cleared of all of its spells. Like right here, you can see I just took this deck out of the bank and put all these spells in it. And if I go ahead and move it to the bank itself, where'd it go? Oh, I still have it equipped, my bad. Alright, so if I go ahead and move it into the bank itself, and then go ahead and take it out, as you can see, it's empty completely. So yeah, that's a very important detail that I decided I should mention, because honestly, it's a thing that a lot of people might not realize. They might think they can store away their decks with all their spells in it, just pull it out at any time without a problem, but they might not realize that they're going to literally have to restock their deck with certain spells. So yeah, that's another important detail. But yeah, other than that, don't really have much else to say. So yeah, that's about it. That's how you fix the issue, and that's another important tip about managing your decks. So yeah.